but it has been historically bad this season. We've got a graphic to show you just how bad it has been, first of all under Erik ten Hag and more recently under Ruben Amorim. 1.15 points per game between the pair. Under Amorim, that drops to 1.05. Presuming Ruben Amorim gets to start next season, Gary, which we all think he will, at what stage is he going to have to show some signs of progress, do you think?
Oh, definitely coming into probably October, November next year, 3 months into the new season, obviously having a transfer window, a proper pre-season, being able to get the players in that suit that sort of quite unique, rare system that he has. I think that's when, obviously, I mean, they can't be anywhere near where they are now. They'd have to be sort of pushing up into that top 6, I think, at the start of next season. So I think there'll be a big overhaul of players in the summer to get what he wants into that squad.
Do you think, and this is, you know, for me, in terms of the squad, when you say overhaul, do you think there'll be a lot of clubs at the moment, considering the form of the players, that will be paying the money that Man United would want for the players?
I think what there'll be is a lot of clubs looking at the talent of the players that they've got, where Manchester United haven't got the best out of those players, and thinking I can get a cheap deal on them. So let's say you look at Højlund, who obviously is having a really tough time, but there's a player in there for a club in Europe somewhere, just like Anthony going to sort of Betis, or Rashford going to Villa, or McTominay going to Napoli. These players are not useless. These players are having a really difficult time at Manchester United. Manchester United has become a graveyard for football players and coaches for the last 10 years. I think there'll be clubs looking at Manchester United's players and thinking, if I can get them into a good environment, into a good team, I actually think I can make something out of them. So that's what Manchester United have got to be careful of.
Do you think it's right, Jamie, that it's been pretty much a free hit for Ruben Amorim? Remember, he didn't actually want the job until the summer.
Yes, I do. But I also think he has a duty of care to a certain extent, where we've analysed Manchester United. There's almost no more to say on them. We've had a go at the players, they're not good enough, and we've had a go at certain aspects of the way the club's run. Absolutely, but there also comes a time when you've got a duty as a manager to improve the players that you have. You can't just keep getting rid of players. Eddie Howe is probably the prime example of that. If you look at players like Joe Linton and you look at Jacob Murphy, if you had said a couple of years ago that they would be in a position that they are, playing incredible football, what Joe Linton's done, Jacob Murphy's on the verge of getting an England call up, you'd say that's not possible.
But would you not say this is a conflated, congested squad that needs overhauling?
Yeah, it does need overhaul, but you also have to work with the players that you have. That's your responsibility, improving what you have, because like Gary said, they can't all be totally useless. There are some players there that probably need a little bit of work with their individual play. Jacob Murphy was talking the other day on Sky Sports. He said, I've worked so much on my crossing with not just the manager, with the team behind that, you know, with the coaches. You need to be coached well. You need to be educated on the game. You can't just turn around and say they're surplus requirements, he's rubbish, he's useless. Work with the players you've got, because there will be some in there that just need a little bit of love and care, and to be coached well.
I think, you know, I agree with some of your points there. And I had a chat with former captain of his, Sebastian Quatters, a former teammate of mine here at Liverpool, and he said that, look, the manager, he doesn't want any players with any egos. He wants the players to work hard. If you work hard, you play. If you don't work hard, you don't play. The manager's already said that in the press. But the one thing he did say was things changed when they had a summer and they bought 8 or 9 players. So in the end, you know, he needs players that work within his philosophy, that have the type of, you know, style of play and identity as a footballer that he can get the best out of them. But I do agree that when you do go into a football club and you know you're not getting players, it's like, is it a bit of stubbornness to go, okay, well, you've got to do what I want you to do and I'm not? Because this is literally the worst Manchester United team since I was born. Like 35 years, they've not performed.
Statistically, it is.
Like, so it's like, I've never in my lifetime saw a Manchester United team perform this bad in statistics. Maybe some games they show light where it's like, okay, they look good today, but they're not showing it enough.
It's not just in statistics. They're not very good when you watch them live either, you know what I mean? It's true, but I think Jamie's right. I think you're right. There is a balance here of them having to give Ruben Amorim his head. But if you look at what Arne Slot's done here with Gravenberch, with Curtis Jones, with other players in this squad, you think, I can't believe he's getting that Gakpo. I can't believe he's getting the levels of performance out of these players that he's got this season. He's not added one single player to that squad at the start of the season that's come into the team. And he's made them into champions. I mean, it's incredible. So there is a responsibility, and you think of the players that have been let go that haven't been good enough. You know, they're currently better, some of them, than the players that are there. So the likes of Elanga, the likes of McTominay are now performing at a level that would be good enough to get in this current Manchester United team. Now, I'm not saying that they should get them back, and I'm not saying that they were good enough when they were here, but be careful that you get rid of players and all of a sudden you bring in players who end up being worse.
So Manchester United,
We're trying to sign them back.
They're first up today against Bournemouth, and then if Liverpool get a point, will you join us at the end for the?
No,
for the centre.
The look you gave him then, by the way.
There's no point me coming down here at
Planning
the
a
end.
quick exit.
Well, I think the Liverpool fans probably won't let me get out of that commentary box.
You've got your sunglasses. You can put your sunglasses on.
Get my sunglasses.
Put those on, man. Get them out. You know what I'm saying?
Look at these.
Slip under cover with those bad boys on.
Unfortunately,
Gary,
you
no
just
problem.
killed David Beckham's glasses brand.
Thank you, mate.